Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. We welcome to our online learning initiative Ekalaiva. Today we are going to learn a lesson, The Black Aeroplane from Two Stories About Flying, written by Frederick Forsyth. Now let's see about the author. Frederick Forsyth was born on 25th August 1938. He is a British author and occasional political commentator. He is best known for thrillers such as The Fist of God. Born in Ashford, Kent, Forsyth was educated at Tonbridge School. He later attended Granada University in Spain. At the age of 19, he became one of the youngest pilots ever in the Royal Air Force, where he served until 1958. Through this lesson, the author tells us that if a person is determined to achieve anything, he is ready to take any risk, which in turn yields a success. And here, the narrator, who is the pilot, narrates an incident, how he got lost in a storm cloud and how he arrived safely. Now let's see the line by line explanation of this lesson. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, stars were shining in the clear sky above me. These sentences suggest that it is night time. And here the moon was coming up in the east and behind me. It means the pilot was traveling towards west. You can see in this picture the moon was above, coming up in the east and behind him. So it means what he was traveling towards west. As there was no cloud in the sky, he could see the moon and the stars shining brightly in the sky. I was happy to be alone, I up above the sleeping countryside. He was all alone flying above the countryside where people in the countryside were sleeping. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. So he was flying his aeroplane from France to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. Maybe after a long time he is going to his hometown, so he was dreaming of his holiday and he was eagerly waiting to meet his family members. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. So 1:30 means 1:30 a.m. in the morning. I should call Paris Control Center, I thought. When he was nearing the Paris, he wanted to give a message to the control center in the Paris. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. So he looked down beyond the nose of the aeroplane. He saw the city was gleaming with lights. So you can see how the city looks so bright. I switched on the radio and said, Paris Control, Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? I'm on my way to England. Over. So here radio means it's an electronic equipment. So it is an electronic equipment which can receive or send spoken messages. So through which they can communicate. So he switched on the radio and said, Paris controls are saying the name of his aeroplane, and he said that he was on his way to England. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS088. I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now. DS088. Over. So when he gave message to the control center in the Paris, and he was answered immediately through radio. So the voice also instructed him to turn 12 degrees west then. I checked the map and compass, switched over to my second last fuel tank, and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. So he checked the map, compass, and he had maybe he had only two fuel tanks, and as the first one was over, he shifted to second fuel tank, and he turned the Dakota his aeroplane 12 degrees west as per the instruction towards England. I'll be I'll be in time for breakfast, I thought. So as he was nearing, he tempted lot and he was thinking that he is going to have his breakfast with his family members. A good big English breakfast. He thinks that English breakfast is something special. Everything was going on well and it was an easy flight. So it was very easy flight, very comfortably he was flying. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds, storm clouds. We saw storm clouds after flying 150 kilometers from Paris. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. So he saw very dark and huge clouds, and it looked like black mountains. They were standing in front of him across the sky. You can see in this picture the dark clouds standing like a big mountain in front of him. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. So he was very sure that he could not go high up. Also, he did not have enough fuel to go around north or the south side. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought. I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. So when he realized that he had no fuel, I thought that he wanted to go back to Paris. But immediately he changed his mind that he wanted to get home and wanted that breakfast. So he wanted to get home and wanted to have his breakfast at any cost. I will take the risk, I thought. So he thought of taking a risk and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. So he decided to go through the storm. You can see in this picture, the aeroplane is going through the storm. Inside the cloud, everything was suddenly black. So everything all around the aeroplane, it is surrounded by the dark cloud. So nothing he was able to see. Everything was black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. So nothing was visible all around the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. When he entered into the dark clouds, the aeroplane lost its control and started jumping and twisting. I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. It was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. So he was shocked when he looked at the compass because it was turning round and round and round. Why he was shocked? Because compass, you can see in this picture, the compass it is a device which helps a pilot to fly his aeroplane in the right direction. So he didn't know which direction to fly. Also, the other instruments stopped working. I tried the radio. Paris control? Paris control? Can you hear me? There was no answer. So he wanted to contact the control center in Paris, but no answer he got. The radio was dead too. The radio also was dead, and the total communication was cut. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. So in the dark clouds, he could not see where he was. He was lost in the storm. Then in the black clouds quite near me I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. There was another aeroplane flying very close to him. Though it had no lights on its wings, he could see it flying through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. He also saw the pilot's face turning towards him. I was very glad to see another person because he was not the only person to get caught in the storm. Now he had a company. He lifted one hand and waved, "Follow me," he was saying. So he waved his one hand and told him to follow him. Follow me. He knows that I am lost, I thought. He is trying to help him. So the pilot thought that he understood his condition and he was trying to help him. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow him. So the pilot in the second aeroplane turned its aeroplane to the north in front of the Dakota so as to make him to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the straight aeroplane like an obedient child. So I was very happy because someone was there to help him. You also followed like an obedient child. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Half an hour they were flying in the dark clouds. The black aeroplane was guiding him. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's lost tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. So when he checked the fuel tank in the old Dakota, he found that he had very less fuel. With that he could fly for only 5 or 10 more minutes. I was starting to feel frightened again. He started worrying because he had very less fuel. He thought that it won't be enough to reach his destination. But then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. So suddenly the pilot in the aeroplane started going down and he too followed him through the storm. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of lights in front of me. So when he came out of the cloud, he saw two long straight lines in front of him. It means what? He landed safely. He found himself on the runway. It was a runway, an airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. Immediately he landed. He looked for his friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere. So you could not see the black aeroplane anywhere. Nothing was there in the sky. It had gone. I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. And he didn't regret to walk away from the old Dakota because he landed very safely. I went and asked the woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. She went to the woman in the control center and asked about the pilot in the black aeroplane, and also he asked where he was. I wanted to say thank you. So this pilot wanted to thank the person who helped him. The person means the pilot in the black aeroplane. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Another aeroplane? Up there in this storm? No other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. Radar means an instrument used to locate an aircraft in flight. So it's an instrument which is used to locate an aircraft aeroplane which is flying. So when he asked about the person, and she laughed, and she looked at him very strangely, and she said that there was no other aeroplane flying in that night, and also she said that there was only one aeroplane which he was flying. So who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radar, and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? So he started asking many questions to himself. So who helped me to arrive safely without compass, without radio, and with little fuel also. And he was thinking, who could be the person who helped me, and who was flying in the storm without light. So all these questions was coming into his mind, and we know the determination made him to take the risk, and the confidence within him made him to overcome all the obstacles.